Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa has wrapped his speech in Middelburg, Mpumalanga. He was addressing the masses that came to celebrate Freedom Day. Let's take you to Govan Whittles, who actually attended those proceedings. Govan, the president talking a lot about what we have achieved, etc. What's the reaction from the people who are there listening? Okay, I think we don't...
Well, we're coming to you again from the stadium here where the National Freedom Day celebrations are taking place in Middelburg. And as you said, the president touching on a number of issues. Foremost saying that South Africa did slide off the 1994 vision, but it is determined to get back on track. And then the president reflecting on recent events in the country. Among them, of course, the Durban riots, what happened with the floods in KZN, the COVID-19 pandemic, the rising unemployment. But we'll speak to some of the people that are here in Middelburg just to get their reaction to the president's speech. Before we do so, let's listen to an excerpt from the speech. And here's the president talking about illegal immigration and its effects on society.
We are confronting a new menace, a really new challenge of violence against our brothers and sisters from many of those African countries that Obrahim Masekela sang about. We have seen it in many parts of the country in recent weeks, and it is deeply troubling. There can be no doubt that we must work urgently as South Africans to resolve the issues of illegal immigration and the impact that it is having on our economy and on our society. But I must say here today, there can never be any justification for us to perpetrate acts of violence against people who have come here to our country. For those who seek refuge from persecution and have legitimate grounds, and for any who have entered our country legally and have legal right to be here, they must find South Africa a welcoming place.
Govan, of course, you know, a lot of South Africans would probably be listening to that part of the speech, thinking about Operation Dudula. But let you get that reaction from South Africans on how they received what the president said.
All right, thank you, Maseko. Let's speak to them right away. And we have a range of different people. We'll try to speak to them. So let's begin with you. So, President, touching on the 1994 vision, where the country is right now, reflecting on the last 2 years, what did you think?
Well, Mr. Ramaphosa gave a very particular good speech. I'm impressed specifically because he took a staunch stance against corruption, the theft of resources, municipality or government-wise and so on. The fact that he mentioned the respect that for individuals, whether a government takes a decision, the courts can overrule that. I'm quite impressed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to you. Also listening attentively to the speech. A lot of ground covered there and an assessment of where South Africa finds itself today. What did you think?
No, the president delivered a good speech. Since when we had a lot of COVID, a lot of floods, and even looting last year. But according to what he delivered today, it tells us that we are moving in a right direction since the president got a right thinking of where you want to take this country. Particularly when it touches, especially the youth, about that children that he passed nicely at one day. It's a motivation, especially to our kids, that as long as they study very well, they can become like that kid. We wish that kids a very, very good well. So it's a good thing. Another particular, what it touches the most is the fact that you first, it used to be blacks on site, what on site when it comes to grave site. But because of the freedom term, it gave us the freedom that we all now belongs together, white and blacks, we can bury on the same places.
What about you personally? What kind of personal freedom are you reflecting on?
I'm reflecting that from today, I'm free that even when I go to any town, I can talk nicely to an irrespective of the color. We understand other very well. That is what freedom gave us. I am free today because everyone is associated to talk to one to another without being any fear to any activities.
All right, thank you so much. Maseko, as you can see, a small crowd that's gathered here. I asked some of them to say a few words, but many are not keen. But those are just some of the reflections from residents of Middelburg just after the president's speech here at the National Freedom Day celebrations.
All right, Govan Whittles, I see a lot of them are the youth there behind you, and I wonder how they feel about what the president said. But let's leave it there for now while you catch up with those who are willing to speak. That is, of course, Govan Whittles in Middelburg in Mpumalanga after the president's speech.